Hey everyone, welcome to another process video. I'm Jenny and today I'm going to make this layout using the Wonder collection from Crate Paper, and I've got a little bit of a still shot there of some bits and pieces that I'm going to use. So I'm using a 12 by 12 paper pad, and so I have cut some bits and pieces apart from some of the full sheets for other projects, and I'm using some of those up today. So I've just grabbed two tiny little strips. I think they're about 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch maybe, little strips of this dark sort of, it's not a dark blue, I think it's a black and grey print with the plus signs on it, so I really liked that. And I'm using this beautiful sort of pinky craft color, maybe. No, it's actually not craft, it's 2 tones of pink with the little weaved matte print sort of on it. So at the moment I'm just laying down my photos where they're going to go, and I've cut one of the 12 by 12 sheets of paper had lots of words on it, so I've actually just cut the word beautiful out and cut around the little letters, and I'm using them as my title instead of using thickers. And you know, that adds some color into the page because my daughter has a dark blue top on and she has dark hair, so it just brings a little bit of color into this page that might be very dark looking if I didn't add some pops of color to it. So you can see I've got some bits and pieces on the tray ready to go. So I'd planned this one out. I've got a bit of a grid design because I've got these 4 photos. So all I'm doing is adding some little embellishments to each area of the photos. So I have fussy cut those flowers out of one of the full sheets of paper, and I'm just laying them down as well. So I think that I must have skipped through that bit. I've actually matted each of these little photos on a piece of paper from the 6 by 6 paper pad, and just you know, gives that a little bit of a definition to the photo, and just, you know, separates it from the pink piece underneath. So you can just see a tiny little bit of pattern popping underneath, and just putting all of that together. So there's a little bit of fiddling around at this point. I'm not I haven't got a T-square ruler, and I'm not lining them up exactly, but I am trying to make them the 2 photos relatively straight. So I am wanting it to be, you know, quite centered and with the same amount of space in the middle where the beautiful is, and up the top of the photo and the bottom of the photo. So that, yeah, I hope that makes sense. Anyway, just sticking some things down. I've got the F that was cut from one of the patterns of paper. F is for fun, so I decided that I may as well stick that on. I think it was from one of the 12 by 12 pieces of paper that was a cut apart piece. So had lots of little you know, pictures on there and words, etc., and I've just cut them apart. So just sticking everything together. And what have I got there? I've got that little flare, homemade flare there that says "so sweet." I've got a little gold heart that are very similar to the Maggie Holmes hearts from the Shine collection, but these ones are just Target branded hearts. Sticking the last one down and putting all of the little embellishments on, sticking the photo down, trying to work out how I had it before because I can't remember, and I didn't think I had it going into my daughter's hair, but when I put it down there is a piece that sticks into her hair, so I actually just cut it off. But then, as you will see later on, I actually stick it back underneath which actually worked quite well because it gives a little bit more dimension anyway. And I didn't like that white gap near her hair. I actually preferred that gap to be gone. So I just got a little chipboard bird that I'm sticking down, and have also stuck one to the bottom left. So now I am just fiddling around with that word, and I've decided to stick them all down, and you watch me because I didn't cut it out, so I am sorry about that. So the photos here are of Johanna, and she was, I think, around 7 or 8 years old, and she was a flower girl for a friend's wedding. So we had a young girl also called Johanna, and it was quite confusing because Johanna had a best friend called Hannah, and so Johanna the lady, my Johanna, and Hannah were all best friends from church, and Big Johanna used to take the two Hannahs out to watch the movies, or out for ice creams, and she was a beautiful mentor to these two little girls, but their names were just confusing because we call our Johanna Han. So at home, when she was a little girl, we called her Hanny, and now we just call her Han. So if I was calling out for her, I'd just call out, "Hey, Han." So it was confusing because, of course, the girl called Hannah got called Han as well, and trying to get the attention of each one of them, so we just had to call them Big Johanna, Little Johanna, and call the other Hannah by her last name, and then we knew who it was who we were calling. So yeah, these photos were of Big Johanna's wedding, where Johanna was a flower girl and she just looked beautiful. So these photos were after she got home from the hairdressers, and we took some photos before she put her dress on and got ready to go. But she just looked cute with her hair done up, and I love the photo, the top left photo with the close-up of her with her big brown eyes, and she's just super cute in these pictures. So what am I doing now? I think I've stuck everything down, and I'm going through my assortment of enamel dots, and I probably should have cut that out. I thought I did, so you can just see me rummaging through trying to find some colors that would suit, and I am looking for some with little bits of grey in them. So I sort of wanted a neutral one, but I didn't have all grey, so I've kind of put, I think I've got some peachy sort of coloured, peachy pink coloured ones, and some grey, some aqua, and a couple that I had that are sort of sparkly, so they almost look like a little bit of a glitter enamel dot. And so I'm just going through trying to find some that match, and of course, as it is when you're trying to be matchy, you might have 2, but I wanted 4. But so I just tried not to worry about that so much and just did a similar colour tone, and then I was happy. So just having a bit of a look around, moving them if I don't really like where I have put it, being a little bit fussy, I think. And so this layout's a pretty flat one. There's not much raised. There's the chipboard birds, the little enamel flare, but that's pretty much it. Everything else, a couple of puffy stickers, the little puffy love hearts, but everything else is pretty flat, but I'm happy with that. So just adding my gold color shine, and I'm going to sprinkle a bit of that on, and then this layout is done. So it didn't take very long. I think this was about a 30-minute layout, so that went together pretty quickly. So I was happy with that because I don't have a lot of time to scrapbook, and usually what I do is I just pull out some bits and pieces that I want to play with one day and then scrap it the next. So it just breaks my scrapping time down a little bit. So half of it will be planning and half of it will be putting it all together. So you just get to see the putting it all together bit, and I'll leave the planning for another day. So there it is, all finished. So here are some close-ups for you to enjoy. So thank you for joining me today, and thank you to all of my new subscribers, and thank you to everyone who leaves me a thumbs up and a comment. You're all very kind, and I appreciate all of your feedback and yeah, just appreciate you stopping by and watching me create. So I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day. Bye.